Hey YouTube, it's the Half Man, Half Amazing Black Clark Kent coming at you with another video. I hope everyone had a great weekend. I wanted to follow up on the last video I did about business, and I wanted to touch on it a little bit more because I thought about some things after the fact, and I wanted to make a part 2 of the first video. So I remember this particular person, like I mentioned in my video before. I wouldn't really call him a friend. I call him someone that I know from back home, associate. He made a point about like how he was saying that he made his store online. He has slides. For those who don't know what slides are, they're like flip-flops. So he has flip-flops with his logo on it, with his face on it, for $50. And I'm looking at them like, wow, they look very flimsy and very frail looking. But he also makes the point of, well, if you can go spend $300 on some Jordans, don't complain about my prices. Let me touch on that for a second. Okay, there's you, and then there's Michael Jordan. If Michael Jordan came out tomorrow and said, I'm coming out with some special rare edition Jordan 11s, and they're going on sale for $325, you best believe everybody and their mother would be in line waiting for those sneakers. Should they be? I don't think so. Will they be? Absolutely. Because it's Michael Jordan, the greatest basketball player on planet Earth, and he's built a reputation that, his products are very reliable. There's that point. I'll give you another example. Let's say Mike Tyson came out tomorrow and said, I'm opening up a boxing gym in downtown Phoenix, and I'm going to be charging $249 a month for memberships to my gym. I guarantee you everyone would go because it's Mike Tyson, one of the greatest boxers of all times. Your name, if you're a famous person or you have a name, a brand, your brand supersedes you in terms of what you bring to the table. So when I hear someone say, oh, you can go buy a Gucci belt for $300, or you can go buy a pair of Jordans for $300, or you can go do this, that, and the third, well, they have a reputation that they can do that, and they can sell for $300 and it won't hurt their pockets. On the other hand, when you're selling something for $45, a t-shirt, and it's not really worth that much, you might want to reconsider your business practices, my friend. And I don't want to just call this particular person out because it's not fair, but at the same time, I understand how business works in some sense. I guess I used to do Amazon seller a couple years ago. And like I said, I was never a greedy person. I was just a smart person. You buy a game for $1, you sell it for $100 when everyone else is selling for $500. Okay, $500 is nice, but $100 is nice too, especially if I only spend $1. He also talks about cheating the hood, whatever. I'm not really gonna get into that. It is what it is, but you're selling your sandals for $50, but yet I can go to the Nike outlet and get it for $35, and the quality is just as better than yours. It is what it is. And then, I always feel like when you're a business person, you have to supply and demand what the market wants. And you can't have that negative condescending attitude like, well, if you don't support me, somebody else will. Well, you just lost a customer. You probably lost your potential sale. I always look at it whereas, you want to have product. You want to have product available. You want to have product that the consumer wants. Me personally, if I were to open up an online store, I would make sure that anything I put on my store, I have possession of. I'm not one of these people that be like, oh, I have these shirts, but I don't have these particular colors in stock right now, even though they're on my store for sale. And if you want one, you have to pay me up front. And if I get a certain amount of people that want that particular color, then I can order the shirts. Bad business practice there as well. I feel like if you're gonna advertise something, you need to have it in your possession. There's none of this, oh, pay me up front and I'll get it to you when I can. That's not how business works. Mind you, I'm not a business major. I was talking to my friend yesterday and I said, I wish I went back to school for business, which there's always an opportunity to do that. But I don't know. I always look at it like, business 101 is you want your money to work for you. You don't want to work for your money. You want to work smarter, not harder. But at the same time, in order to have a lot of money, you got to make money to have money, or you got to have some money to play with the big boys. I always look at it like, okay, how can I make my money grow without being a big risk to myself? So what I decided to do is I have a job where I have a pension and I have money that is put into my retirement. But I also have a 457 and a 403B, which I have paycheck deductions coming out of my paycheck to go into the separate account that's separate from my pension. So what I decided to do was I decided to invest money into bonds. Bonds are very safe. There's a high yield on them, and there's a good chance that you'll get a good, nice, sizable return on your money. One of the biggest things I always talk about is government bonds. I'll break it down. From the last time I watched something, this is how it works. Let me give you a breakdown of how it works. Okay, let's say you hit the lottery, right? Let's say after everything is said and done, you hit the lottery, you bought yourself a house, you bought yourself your cars, you bought your parents a house, your siblings, you took care of everyone, you went on your dream vacation, you did everything you wanted to do, and you're left with $100 million. So this is how I was told it broke down like this, okay? You have $100 million, and you put the $100 million into government bonds. The last time I checked, you get 3% return of interest on whatever much amount of money you put into those government bonds. So let's say, for example, 100 million times 3%, you get 3% a year. That's $3 million. All right, so you're getting $3 million of interest on that $100 million. Rule of thumb is you never spend the principal, you always spend the interest. Okay, so $3 million you got off that 100 million. 3% of 100 million is $3 million. Let's break it down into 12 months. $3 million divided by 12 is $250,000 a month. Well, can you live off of $250,000 a month? I can. I think most people can. So look at it like this. Okay, a lot of people say I'll do real estate, which is a fun thing to do if you have a lot of money. But look at it like this. Let's say, for example, you buy a $300,000 house, right? Let's say you buy a $300,000 house and you charge $1,000 a month. $1,000 a month times 12, that's $12,000 a year. Times that by maybe 25 years, I believe that's $300,000. So in order for you to make the money back that you spent on that house, it'll take you about 25 years to do it. Would you rather do that, or would you rather put that money in government bonds and get $250,000 a month, $3 million a year? Now, granted, people have what they want to do and stuff like that and everything, but I always like the path of least resistance. If you mean to tell me that I can take my $100 million and put it in government bonds at a 3% return every year, you give me $3 million a year divided by 12, I'm making $250,000 a month. Whereas I bought a house for $300,000, it'll take me 25 years to make that money back up. And there's various things. If you're a landlord, the tenant might move out. You may be stuck with, I think if you have $100 million, the house will be paid for, but you want to see a return on your investment. You can flip it, but you still might take a little while to get a return on your investment. So I'm all about the path of least resistance when it comes to that much, So, when it getting back to business, I just wanted to break that down in terms of how I look at things in terms of money, how your money can work for you. When it comes to business, I get the whole adage, the customer is always right. I don't necessarily agree with that, but at the same time, you want to make sure that you have a satisfiable product for your customers. So the biggest thing is word of mouth. If you treat your customer fair, you treat your customer with good service, and they feel appreciated, he or she will return and tell other people about your business. When you have that negative connotation that, well, I don't care if you buy from me, I'll have somebody else do it, I don't need your business, blah, 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 well, you've already started off with a bad message. And, if you're selling $45 t-shirts with your face on it, or you're selling $81 hoodies with your face on it, and you're selling $50 sandals with your face on it in poor quality, I don't think people really from the hood are gonna buy your stuff. They may tell you they're gonna buy your stuff, but they're probably not. to have a sustainable business, you have to realize that, you know, greed is not part of business. You can't be greedy. It's not something like I'll take a 5-time markup on something than take a 10-time markup on something, because I can sell more units at a 5-time markup and still make a profit. That's just me. I mean, like I said, not everyone thinks like me, or I don't think like everybody else. So it's just, you know, food for thought, you know. I mean, I always talk about, like, if I had this much money, what I would do. And like I said, I think government bonds would be the way I go. I just took a lot of my retirement that I gradually put into it, and I put it into bonds because it's a safe bet. And, you know, I'm not a high roller. I never really want to gamble with my future, so I'm playing the safe route here. So I just wanted to make a quick video, just a follow-up to the video I made the other day. I appreciate you guys checking out the video. It's Sunday evening. It's 115 degrees today, but I love it, you know. Got a little sunburn, but it's okay though. It's better than being humid. It's dry heat, but, you know, I'll get over it. But I greatly appreciate you guys checking out the video. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate the 113 subscribers I have. I built this from nothing to something, and hopefully, you know, it just goes forward, you know, go forward from here. I'm trying to dedicate myself to do more videos. I try to switch up the content, you know. I try to do a little bit of everything. I try to do things that are on my mind. Like I said, with this channel, it gives me an avenue to speak my mind, to let people know what I'm really thinking and feeling about at that moment. So I greatly appreciate you guys checking it out. So have a great Sunday. Have a safe week coming up, and I'll talk to you guys soon, all right? It's the Half Man, Half Amazing Black Clark Kent signing out, and I'll talk to you guys soon. See you later. Bye.